again. There we go. All right, so today what we're going to go over is I'm going to just do an overview on the greenhouse. So Better Homes and Gardens gives us so many tools that we can use in our business, and it can be a little overwhelming. Most everything that we can use is available in the greenhouse. So it's kind of your one-stop portal, I would say, into accessing everything else. So today I'm going to do an overview. There's so many different tools you can use. I would say there's probably 20 that I could spend an hour on each. So we're not going to dive deep into any of the tools today. It's really just, here is everything that's, that's available to you. I'll give you some highlights on them, and then just make notes. If there's something you want to learn more about, I'll show you where you can find recorded trainings on them. And also let me know if there's something you want a training on, and I am happy to put that in my schedule. I really try to kind of cycle through all the different tools, pinpoint, then text BHGRE, and then BHG moves, so that every 4 to 6 months I hit on them again. So that's what I try to do. So they do come up at other times. Kamala, look at, she's got her hand up. Yes.
I'm already trouble.
All right.
So I have my laptop here, and I was going to follow along on my laptop while we do this. But when I try to log in, I've tried to log in 4 times now, and I keep getting an error message that says server error. Any advice?
Let's see. Server error. I don't really have any advice.
Okay.
Usually the error that comes up is that your login and password has to be updated. But server error, I'm in Greenhouse and it's working fine. So I
am also. It seems to be working fine for me.
Is it working? Okay. So I'm afraid it might be on your end, Kamala.
That jives with the rest of my life. So
oh no.
I don't know what I did to anger the robots, but at any rate. Oh, they let me in this time. Okay.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. But that actually is
we let you in.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great segue into the first thing I always like to talk about with Greenhouse. Fairly often, Greenhouse will require you to set a new password. Way more often than I think it really needs to. I don't know if it's when you're using it a lot that it requires it more frequently, or if you haven't used it in quite a while. But if you haven't used it in a while, you'll find often you'll go in and it'll tell you to use that you have to change your password. If you ever have problems with that, their tech support, the last time I did it, it got into this like loop that I could not fix it. And they fixed it in like a minute and a half. So don't hesitate to call that tech support. They are so quick to fix things that, I pulled my hair out for like 45 minutes before I called them, and they seriously fixed it in a minute. So don't hesitate to do that. Let me go ahead and let me share my screen and pull up Greenhouse here. There it is. Can you guys see that? Why is it small? There we go. Is that better? Can you guys see it okay?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Good. So, like I said, Greenhouse is kind of a portal. Log into Greenhouse, and then a lot of the different tools you're going to use opens up another tab, or even opens up a whole nother website. Like when you go to MoxieWorks, it's really a whole different separate thing. If you are ever working in one of the tools, so if you're in MoxieWorks or you're over in TextBHGRE or any of those where you've opened up another tab and what you're working on stops working, I say this all the time. If it stops working, go back to your original tab. So like for instance, here when I click on BHGRE moves, it opened up. It didn't open up another tab this time. I never know when it's going to. But if that happens, just go back to your original tab. And it will often look like you're still logged in. Just log out and log back in and then go back, and it usually will start working. It's like you open up a separate tab or another platform, and then it logs you out on the back end. So you have to go back and re-log in. So I do that a lot. Like I walk away from my computer because, you know, I go do something and then I come back and I'm like, nothing's working. So that is what you want to make sure you do to fix that. Let me just pop in and make sure I don't have anybody waiting in the waiting room. I do. Okay. There we go. They are joining now. Okay. Apologies for those of you that were waiting. I hope you weren't waiting too long. It doesn't show me when people are waiting when my screen is shared, so I have to keep popping over. Okay. Share. All right. So any burning questions before we sort of dive into what is here in the greenhouse? Or just tell you everything?
What was the tech number that you were saying to call?
Ah, great question. Where is that? It's right here on it, and you can see it even when you're not logged in.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, right. I don't see it right now. I will find it, and I can. That would be nice to have somewhere really handy, wouldn't it? But I don't see it on here. Oh, here we go. Help and support, but that you might have to be logged into. There's the help desk. There's the number right there. Customer support team available 24/7. So maybe copy down. If somebody wants to copy that and pop it into the chat, that would be great. Then everybody can copy it and have it, you know, put a little post-it note next to your desk so you know where that is. Kamala, did you have another question or just up from before?
I did. I was wondering, you were asking what we were interested in, and I was wondering if you could go over customizing our websites a little bit.
So that in itself is like a 3-hour workshop.
Okay.
But I will show you how to access it. You know, we can always sit down. I think there's a recorded from the workshop we did on the YouTube channel. And I'm always happy to sit down and just walk you through it. It really is kind of just playing with it, but I'll show you there's a pretty simple list on the first page that you can just go in and start doing. So great. Okay, so Greenhouse has so many tools. I will tell you, a lot of agents tell me, oh, I saw this great tool and now I can't find it again. It is a little bit of a labyrinth. And so I'm going to try to show you some tricks. The easiest thing to do to navigate Greenhouse really is to use this very top button, tools and resources. Oops, got somebody waiting again. All right. All right, welcome everybody. Okay, so the very first, we'll go into depth on this, but if you're looking for something really quick and easy to try to find something you're looking for, this first button here, tools and resources on the top left, is going to give you a lot of the tools that you are going to be using on it every day. So that's the first place to start looking, I would say. A few things, if you haven't been into Greenhouse a lot yet, up on the top right is your profile. You can click on this and I suggest you go in. Whoops. Sorry. People not popping up at least. Go in to your account settings on your profile. And right here it says visit the My Profile page to set up any preferences. So when you click on that, it's going to allow you to make changes to your photo, those sort of things. And then it allows you to make your preference changes here. So if you want to see certain listings on your front page, or if you want to receive certain email notifications, you can do all that right there in your profile. Let's see. Navigation.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I am here to pick up a check. Okay.
All
There
right.
it is.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Don't forget
Bye-bye.
to be muted if you guys are, unless you're talking. Thank you. All right. For some reason, letting Larry in. All right, hopefully he's coming in now. Okay. So like I said, let me pop up tools and resources. So on the left side is your navigation bar, all of the different areas that you're going to go into, and we'll go through a lot of these today. But like I said, tools and resources is my favorite. In tools and resources, you can see the top 3 things you're going to be doing for learning, which you're going to find down on the side, a ton of resources for marketing. And we're going to go through all these, don't worry. Oh, not all of them. And your quick shopping and discounts. And you don't have this. And then gives you access to all the Better Homes and Gardens websites. So if you want to see what they're doing out in the world on social media, what Better Homes and Gardens is doing, you can access those there, as well as all their social media pages. So that's a quick way to find the things you're going to use most frequently. We'll go over that again in a little bit. The second one on the left side here is the BHG 100-year anniversary. There's a ton of assets available to, all about how Better Homes and Gardens is now 100 years old. So if you want to promote that, there's tons of great stuff here for you for social media, different events that are happening, presentations, those sort of things. Now on the left-hand side is your marketing tab. That is going to be where you're going to be going quite a lot. The brand ID guide. Your second one here is access all of the pre-made brand assets. So there's a photo library in here where there's just like this little picture you see on the front of the woman putting the sold sign. There's photos you can use here. There's all of the logo. There's not the Wine Country logo, I don't believe, but all sorts of different things.
Just that for now. Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
Mari,
you.
can you mute? Thank you.
It's not me.
Oh, it wasn't you. All right, who is it?
Yes, I have a tracking number.
Okay,
that,
hold on, everybody. I'm just
won't
gonna
go in
go
the system
mute people so
because
that,
it's incorrect.
let's see, Michael. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now I will go back to sharing my screen. Where was I? Okay, so with everything on the left, often you get a page like this where then you have to click on this visit the brand ID guide. And that will open up another tab usually, such as this one is. And then in there, that's doesn't pop back up, just let me know. Takes it a minute. There you go. So this took us over to the brand ID guide. So this is great. It explains the brand guidelines, you know, how you can and can't use the logo and the colors and everything. And the best part here is this download asset. So I'm just going to take us into this to show you. If you need something quick and easy, this is where you can download logos. And this right here is the photo library. So I'll pop that open. This is great. It's got stuff quickly and easily in social media. It also has tons of, it's not loading very quickly, but photos, you know, if you're going to make a flyer on the weekend, you know, of course, with any marketing you want to do, Haley is great and so available. But sometimes, you know, I get inspired to do something on the weekend, right? She's not available, or I just want something quick. And so you can come in here and there's already a lot of things. And you can see there's 28 pages here of all sorts of stuff already created. You can also search on the left-hand side if you want something that's specifically outdoor or features a yard sign or anything. You just click on that and then you can get what's available there. So, yeah.
Is that just for social media?
Nope, you can use these. So like, for instance, let me do outdoor. Oh, I should have done yard sign. For instance, there's if I was going to create a flyer or a brochure, if for some reason you were going to do anything that you wanted a specific photo or what have you, then you can access those here.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
I find I mostly use them in social media because I just want to do something quick.
Quick,
You know, when I
okay.
do, if I'm going to do a brochure, I'm going to usually have Haley handle that because he does such a nice job, a lot better job than I would. Yeah, that's how I use it mostly. Anybody else use these in another way? Let's see, I'm going to pop up yard signs so you can see. This one is what I've used. You know, I've taken some of these and used in my Facebook, you know, where you got that long banner, right? And done multiple ones or things. So I would say I use them mostly in social media, but or any online presence, right? So when you go to realtor.com, maybe you want to have the other page will give you the logos, but you could also use a for sale sign instead of the logo. So however you want to use it. Okay, so that's the first thing in marketing. There's also advertising that you can do that's available here. And where is it? There are some advertising discounts available to you. So hopefully most of you know, but newer agents probably don't. When you have a listing, Better Homes and Gardens provides 3 days of boost on Facebook for your listing. And so that's like one of the advertising discounts. There's also, you can get a discount if you want to have your, if you want to promote yourself on AdWorks. AdWorks is a cool little, you create a little you know, your little template, I guess, your marketing piece, and then they put it on a ton of huge sites. Like they put it on Robb Report, and I think they put it on New York Times. And so if someone's searching online, then you're gonna pop up there. So several different advertising discounts available to you. Here in marketing is some presentations. The main thing here I would, you know, look at is if you're brand new, especially, and you don't have a listing presentation or a buyer presentation, there's some already created ones in here. So if you want to just, you know, somebody calls you right now, you have nothing ready, you can use one of these, just do a few things to personalize it. And then you've got a nice looking PowerPoint presentation you can take with you. Down the line, it's great to really personalize those, right? Because, you know, it may not be in the order you like to talk about things, or it may not hit all the points you want to hit, but this is nice. It's already there. And you know, you can show up looking professional in about 10 minutes. So that's awesome. This is also where you can access Better Homes and Gardens has tons of really great guides that you can provide to buyers and sellers. Like they have staging guides and things like that. You can access those here, take a look at them, see if something you'd like to get. Let's see. Videos, here you can access their whole YouTube channel, Better Homes and Gardens, and it's got really good little, like here's some you can download, a 30-second you know, Better Homes video about new beginnings, several different ones. This one's customizable. You can put information on that, and then you can put it out on your social media. So lots of options of little videos. All right, where am I here? Oh, videos. Okay, I'm gonna pop down to digital marketing on the left side. Here is where you can also access those boost ads. So if you want to have, when you have a new listing, you will automatically receive an email that says to approve, and then you'll have that 3 days of boost on Facebook. So you don't have to do anything other than just click yes. You can also go in and upgrade it. So you can, you know, you can pay a little more and get it to turn into where it does like a carousel of like 5 photos. You can have it turn it into a video, those sort of things for extra. And you can also lengthen out the time, because that gives you 3 days. You can go in and say at their discount, You can say, yeah, I want it to run for 14 days or whatever. So that's all available there. And then here is the social ad engine. So under digital marketing, the social ad, this is the social tool. I think this is the social tool, is it not? I'm just like you guys. Sometimes I get lost in here. Social ad. Oh, no, sorry. This is not, this is social ads. Yes, never mind. We'll get to the social marketing tool here. There it is under social media. I haven't used the social ad engine yet. So that's a newer thing that I haven't dived into. I actually wrote myself a note to learn more about it because I'd like to bring that to you guys to, you know, could be something really useful. Okay, so after all the digital marketing, then on the left, we have print marketing. This is where you can go in and the Print Marketing Center is going to give you access to some made postcards, flyers, and you can order those through Express Docs. So that's a, you know, even business cards. Again, I love to have Haley design something that's more personal for me, that's going to really highlight my brand, personal branding, you know, utilizing Better Homes, but then having my own little flair to it. So she can help with that. But if you need something quick or you just want the standard, you can go right in here to the Express Docs, the Print Marketing Center, and order those sort of things. And then Parmita, is she still here? Then we have Pinpoint. Pinpoint is very interesting and it's very cool. And I think not a lot of agents really use it to its full extent. I'm going to go ahead and open up Pinpoint. So what Pinpoint is Better Homes and Gardens is owned by Meredith. Meredith Corporation owns Better Homes and Gardens plus a whole lot of other magazines, and they give us access to their subscriber database through Pinpoint. And they do a lot of research about their subscribers, right, to find out what their income levels are, what their buying habits are, all sorts of things. And so we can access that information in Pinpoint to help target potential buyers, usually is how I use it, that would be the best fit for a particular home. So you can use this, you can talk about it in a listing presentation I had a listing presentation where it was in a very specific school district. And so Pinpoint helps you determine who within that Meredith database are potential best buyers for that home. And then you can go in as small as that little school district, right? And then you can send postcards, like just listed postcards specifically to those potential buyers. So instead of sending out, their thing is reach the people who count instead of counting the people that you reach, right? So instead of just sending postcards to 1 million people, you really send postcards to a specific demographic. So if you have a little, a really nice high-end, great for Airbnb or vacation home, maybe you want to send postcards to people in a certain price or income level that are likely to buy a second home that live in the Bay, in the East Bay or in San Francisco, and it will allow you to do that. Of course, it only is people that are subscribed to one of their magazines, right? It's not everybody, but that includes, I think, Time Magazine, Shape, Parents. I mean, it's a lot. And so it really does give you a nice database to reach and target people. I will do another training on Pinpoint because Pinpoint, it's pretty cool. You can your search, you can do a radius, you can change the shape in a certain location of the people that you're searching and then find the people that you're looking for. All right, any questions on Pinpoint? I know that we could go into it for a lot longer than that, but all right. the print marketing there on the left, we also have signage. You can come in here and order if you want your own open house signs. Of course, the company has open house signs for you in the office that you can use. But if you want to order your own yard signs, then you can come in here and order those. These companies have access to all of our branding already, so it's really easy. You just go in and fix it up how you want, and it's super simple. The company does also have those really cool welcome home signs. Any of you guys using those when you have a buyer? Those are fun to put in their front yard. We have these really cute little little signs that say "Welcome home, Better Homes and Gardens," and you put it in their front yard on their first, you know, when they're going to pick up their keys. All right. All right, went down print marketing. So now we're going to look at social media. There's a lot in here, huh? So social media, the best thing here is the social media tool. Now, if you have an active campaign on social media, the social tool gives you great access to a lot of different social media assets, or things that you can use on social media. They are fairly generic, and you can't personalize them too much. What you can do is you can post them, and then you can comment above them or what have you to make it more personal. If you have a really active campaign, I think it's a great thing because you can schedule posts. So what you could do is, if you're trying to post on social media 5 days a week, say, you could have once a week be something come from the social tool. It'll be gorgeous and branded to Better Homes and Gardens, and it'll go out automatically. You can schedule that to go out automatically. So that's really helpful. Right here is a nice overview of that tool that you can peek into. And then of course I can offer more training on that if you want. There's also, you can add feeds. So you can go into the social tool and have all of like the Better Homes, all their social media coming up there if you want to stay on top of what Better Homes is doing out there. I use it for just scheduling posts, but however you want to. Okay, I'm going to skip over learning because we're going to go back to that in a minute. Let me see if I'm missing here anything. Okay, yeah, we'll end up on learning. So once you go down a little further, there's the agent tools. In agent tools, you can order closing gifts here with discounts. There is the customer satisfaction survey. So when you close a transaction, Better Homes will automatically send out a satisfaction survey to your clients, asking them to rate you in a bunch of different areas. And this is where you can go in and you can, let me go ahead and open that up because this is fairly new. You can, is it show on here? Yeah. You can go in and this little piece here is an introduction to the survey they send out. You can go in and review your surveys and see, what people are saying, understand what their comments are, and then you can take those surveys and make them into social posts. So that's pretty handy that, the way it used to work was they automatically did that little, I forget what the company was called. Not Rate My Agent, one of those, but they automatically did that for you. So here you can just come in and they're talking about, I'm super excited about this. They're talking about turning those surveys into little short videos for us we can put on social media. They haven't done it yet, but I know that's in the works. So keep your eye out for it. Right now, you can just click here, download, and then turn your review into a social post. And if for some reason that someone didn't get sent a survey and you want to, or maybe you want to send someone, that happened 2 months ago before, it was longer than 2 months ago this started, but last year you can manually send right here as well. Let's see, where are we? Okay. Few other things you want to know about BHGRE moves. Oh, there we go. BHGRE Moves is a service for your clients. The biggest part of it is that they will help your clients. It's a concierge program where they'll help your clients set up and transfer all of their utilities for the move. They found that people were spending over 7 hours on the phone setting up their their electric and their gas and all those different services they need. And so they decided that's a pain point that they wanted to help with. So when you have someone buying a home, all you have to do is you'll get an email asking if you want them to enroll them in the program. If you give them, there's somebody here that's not muted again. There we go. They'll ask if you want, if you want to enroll them in the program. If you do, and you give them a phone number, then they'll actually call your client and help them set everything up. They'll make the phone calls, they'll do everything. It's pretty amazing. I have not yet had anyone take advantage of that. I think everybody's like, oh, I don't know, but I think it's really cool. And I'm going to really encourage people to do it because it is, I think, it's one more hassle that people are dealing with when they are moving.
Have we had anyone
Also-
try and do that?
I haven't done it yet, but we can always ask somebody, maybe that's a low maintenance.
Did somebody have a question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just, do we have any reviews on that service yet?
I don't. Does anybody else? I'm going to ask one of my clients to do it just to see how it is.
Yeah, I would love to hear back too, if you get any feedback on that, if it's a good service that they find is good, or if it was, an inconvenience rather than contacting the services directly themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I actually have one client I think may have used it partially, so I'll reach out to them. Another piece of that is they also then once a client is in that program, they have a piece of that which is called Client for Life. And what they do is they send out
Because there's nobody used it yet. We don't know if it's good or not.
don't forget to mute you guys.
Sorry,
They send out,
thought I muted myself.
oh yeah, no worries. I know it's managing it, right? They send out home specific discounts and offers that are branded as if they're coming directly from you. So like they found out within the first 10 days of someone buying a house that they eat pizza, they order pizza. Not surprising, right? So in the first few days after they close on the transaction, they send a pizza coupon. You can even get local people and put it into the program. So then they're sending discounts for really local businesses as opposed to, of course, what they have is the real national brands. But that's an option that's there if you want to take advantage of it. And they do send out that nice, they send out something a few times a year, winterizing and different helpful tips for homeowners. Sorry, I'm going fast. There's a lot to cover in here and I want to make sure we're just going to touch on everything. Okay, text BHGRE, great way to create more business for yourself. When you have a, let me see if I can pop over to that dashboard. When you have a listing, you can get a text BHGRE yard sign writer. It's personalized to you. Of course, you have to order it. And then it gives anybody driving by a text number that they can text. And then they get immediately information on their phone about that house. And you get notified that they have registered for that. Sorry, my chair's all weird. So you'll get a text saying, Sally Joe wanted information about your listing at 1234 Main Street. And then you can follow up with Sally Joe and say, hey, would you like a showing? Do you want to go in and take a look? Can I tell you more about the property? What have you? So
I
it's
have a
pretty cool.
question.
Yeah,
I don't know where the
Kathleen.
hand thing is to put your hand up.
Oh, right at are you on your phone or are you on a
Computer.
Okay, right at the bottom of your screen, there should be something that says reactions.
Oh, okay.
And when you click on that, then one of them is raise hand. But did you have a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, that texting that you're telling us about, so Randy had mentioned that. So then I was going to order some writers, but I was told that those text numbers are all the same, that you already have writers. So we're all using the same text, but then they link it to the house somehow. So I was given the wrong information.
So we have Better Homes and Wine Country Group writers that have a general text that takes them to the just the main website for Wine Country Group, and they can look up a property.
Okay.
You can personally order your own signs, and then you have your own text codes that then you will link to your own listings. And then
So-
you are the only one that will get that info.
How do we get that personal text thing that you just said? You
Yeah,
have to
let me
order
see.
a whole sign, or I thought it could be a writer.
It's a writer. Yeah,
Oh.
it's just a writer. Yeah.
And how do we
so-
get our personal text number or?
What they do is when you have a listing, they will assign you a text code. Let me see if I can find
Okay.
this on here really.
And then, then once they assign us that text code to that property, then we order the writer.
So I actually, because it takes a little while to get the writers, you know, and when I did it, here we go, property codes. So for instance, right now I have, here's my one listing, active listing I have right now. And you can see that, can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
So there's a code here that is
Yeah.
linked to my listing. I also have these other codes along the left-hand side.
Yes.
Now, if you don't have an active listing, I don't know, you'll have to go into your own and look.
So you
But if
just
you
wait.
have them, I would go ahead, if you want them, then I would go ahead and order your signs now, so you have them, because otherwise it takes a couple weeks, and you know, it's like, well, the first week, right, of your new listing is always when it's the most active with people noticing it.
So how do you get the code if you don't have the listing?
I believe, because I have a listing and I've been doing it a while, I believe you can go in here to property codes.
Yes.
I would go in and see if you have codes already assigned or not. And if not, I can work with you and we'll figure it out.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. So let's see if I can, here we go. So just so you guys, oh, that's funny. I have a whole bunch of prospects, but now they're not showing up on here. Why isn't it not showing? Maybe because I don't have it. I haven't put my text sign on my.
It says dot signal leads. So maybe wrong kind of prospects.
Yeah, maybe. Anywho, everyone, I usually get 10 to 20 people texting, unless it's an obscure location or something. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it. I take them then and put them into my regular marketing, right? So I've got their phone number, I've got their name. And so I put them into, if I'm going to be doing something that's going to send out auto text or anything like that. So, but the best thing is you can follow up right then, see if they want to take a look at the house, see if they have any questions. So definitely recommend that. Oh, and right in here is where, see here, this is where you can order those sign writers. And again, if you don't have property codes already, we will figure that out, because I don't know. I didn't do it until I already had a listing with a code assigned. So I'm not sure what happens.
So you've
if you
never
don't.
ordered those until you've had a listing.
Yeah, so I have them now. And so each time I have a listing, if I just assign it myself, the code that I've already had, I reassign it to a new listing. So
Oh, okay.
I have 3 writers. And I
Right.
just keep reusing the code, like once that.
I get it. So if
closed-
I get a code, then I can order the writer and then assign it to the property when
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Okay, what else do we want on here? Okay, buy BHG. This is where you can come order your personalized magazines. So if you want to send Better Homes and Gardens magazine out to your sphere, it's great. If you do an order of 20 or more your first time, you can they will make you a they will make you a custom label. If you order less, that's fine. It's just a little more generic, the label that goes out, but it still has your photo, your, all your information. If you order 20 or more, you can get a custom one where you help design it and make it all the way you want. So that's kind of cool. It's a great, I think it's 13, I don't remember how much the magazines are. It's like $13, $14 for a full year. And so it's a great way to get in front of people every single month. And some of the magazines, you can do others than Better Homes. Some of them are like 10 times a year. They're not all 12, but it is a great resource there. BHGRE swag, if you want to, get yourself a sweatshirt with Better Homes or a hat, those sort of things. You can also look, they've got lovely green ties you could get. Those are lovely. Wow. Look at how cute. There's bow ties even. Anyways. All right. What else have we got here? Here is client discounts. So there's some things you can offer your clients. So I haven't been in there lately, but I know we used to have, we could offer people 10 or 15% off on pods, the portable storage units. And they give you a flyer and you can personalize the flyer with your own branding. I put that in all my listing packages. It's one more, great benefit that we can offer. Real Vitalize is here. This is where I think you want to work with Randy or Gary, but if you have someone who needs, they want to do some work on the house that they're selling, but they don't have the money, the Real Vitalize program can help them make those repairs and prep the house for sale. And then the funds just comes out of their sale proceeds. So it's kind of like an upfront loan, but it makes it so they can make the house nicer and then potentially get more money for it.
Now I took the
And then here's
orientation.
Moxie.
Oh, I should have raised my hand again.
That's okay, Kathleen, go ahead.
I took the orientation to what you're describing.
Oh,
So this time it's sort of sinking in a little more,
Oh,
which is great. But that loan you just spoke about, one thing I recall is they said it's limited to whatever the commission is.
oh, interesting. I haven't used it yet, so okay.
So if anyone knows any different, I'd love to. Yeah.
So you can't go
So if your commission's 14,750, and I don't know if it's on the gross commission or the net commission.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool, thanks. That's another one I haven't used yet. So there's so much out here, there's so much available that I haven't used everything myself. Okay, so that is a lot, kind of the highlights of everything on that left side. Let's go look at tools and resources. So one of the biggest things that we have available to us is MoxieWorks, which I haven't even clicked into yet. We can go really deep into that. MoxieWorks is fantastic and I'll pop into it. But like I said, tools and resources right up here on the left. This is a great place to start when you're looking for something. Oh, I didn't even show you the Learning Center yet. We'll go over to that in a minute as well. But we have, there's a lot of education learning opportunities through the greenhouse. They have both tons of recorded courses. So if you want to go in, you've got some time, you want to go take a class on Pinpoint or Revitalize or Text BHGRE, they've got lots of great shorter, little trainings to get to know those programs. They also have some really wonderful live courses. If you are a brand new agent, I highly recommend the Grow program. In that one, I believe it's 6 weeks where you meet 3 times a week and they really go through every single step of Better Homes and Gardens and setting up your business, not local programs. So like there's not zip forms and there's not, sort of the more local stuff, but a great how to really set up your business for success from the beginning. There's also Prosper and I can't think of the other one right now. and Thrive. Those are also, if you're been in the industry for a little while and you want to just pump up your business, they're similar to Grow, 6 weeks long, where you're going really regularly and kind of really up leveling your game. So those are great and available there on Be Better University. And if you go here to the learning calendar, it's not showing. There you go. You can see when all the live courses are coming up. You can click right on those and register there. So those are great. And they now finally have the learning calendar that it shows us in Pacific time. It used to show us in Eastern Standard and I would get so confused. So it's great. Or I just would forget, and I'm like, oh, it's at 3. No, it's at noon. Here's kind of a cool thing. There's a lot of opportunities here for you. So I'm a great resource anytime you need help with something, but there's also, like, for instance, on Thursday this week is the Moxie Works Hour essentials, and it's really just a good time to go in. They highlight a few things and then they're open for questions. So if you're stuck on something, it's a great place to go. Here is also, this has been canceled, but on the 30th is marketing office hours. So it's a great place to go in. Again, there's just somebody there available that can answer questions and help you with marketing stuff. So, all right, I'm going to pop back to tools and resources. We're running out of time. I just wanted this to be an hour, but I'm always happy to extend a little bit I can't too much, but I'm always happy to do a more deep dive soon. So over here, this is the tools and resources page. We're going to dive into Moxie Works here in just a minute. I just want to make sure there's nothing I left out that I didn't highlight to you guys. I think we got everything. Oh, right here. The Sales Associate Business Planning Tool. At the beginning of the year, they offer a business planning course. It's really great. But if you want to go in and kind of just set any time of the year, you can go in, set goals, you can play with numbers. It's a really cool tool where you're going to say, my average sales price is this, my average commission, and then I want to make so much money. And it helps it's like an Excel spreadsheet, but a little bit nicer or more specific to this. It helps you factor in, okay, it takes it down to, like, how many phone calls do I need to make a week? How many personal interactions? So you can really get an idea of what you need to be doing out there. So that's a pretty cool tool, which we'll do business planning at the beginning of the year again. All right, let's go over to Moxie Works. I don't have near enough time to cover it, but at least I want to make sure you know everything that's available here. Moxie Works has 4 main parts for you. Present is where you're going to do your CMAs. Tomorrow in the foundations class from 11 to 12:30, I'm going to be covering pricing CMAs using Moxie Present and Cloud CMA. And there's one other thing, but if you want to know about that, come tomorrow from 11 to 12:30. It will be online as well. It also has Moxie Impress. Moxie Impress is where you can access automatic marketing materials for your listings. So when you get a listing, you'll get an email saying your Moxie Impress marketing package has been created, and they automatically do about 14 different marketing pieces for your listing. You can also go in and access this for other people's listings. So again, Haley's there. She'll do the flyers for you. She'll do whatever. But if, late on a Friday, if you say, oh yeah, I'll do an open house for you, you can go in, pull up someone else's listing, and then it'll automatically put all your personal information or your business information on it for you. And you can print flyers right from there. You can also automatically do social media posts where it takes someone else's listing. Of course, you want to do it with their permission, usually when you're doing an open house, but it'll put that right on there and you can post from there. You can create all those different pieces. Moxie Engage is your client relationship manager. So you put in all of your client contact information, your sphere of influence information, and you can set up all sorts of, there's workflows in there. There's automated how you, if you want to set up to automatically send out an email once a month, they have a neighborhood news, they call it. You can set them up if you have their zip code where it automatically sends them houses that are for sale in their neighborhood, sends that out once a month. And then you can also do workflows in there. So like when you have a buyer who's gotten into contract, you can have workflows of all the steps you need to take for your buyer. And then here's your website. Who wanted that? Was that Kamala? We've got 7 minutes. I'm going to pop this up here. So when you come to your website, it's great because it gives you this agent website admin tool. And I think it was Kamala who wanted to know how to create their website. Right here is your list of common tasks. Pretty much the first 2 items are really important. You have to create your site style and your homepage, all the information on there. And then every time you edit anything on this, make sure you hit save. And then right up on the top left, you can click on visit site. So for instance, I'm going to go personalize your homepage. Here you can edit all your information. You can add in your tagline, whatever you want. You can add automatic searches. You can put in a video that's going to be on the first page of your site. So this is the back end of your website. And then at the bottom, you click publish. And then once you've published it, top left, you can click right here on visit site. Mine's not even active. I was just playing with this one the other day. But here you can go in and see what it looks like. So when you're doing it, I recommend that you find a fairly simple photo. They have a photo library, right? You don't want it to be too busy or it's hard to see the words. You can upload your own photo as well if you have like a gentleman that was in one of the workshops. He does vineyards and he had just sold this gorgeous vineyard. So he used that photo. So you can use your own personal things. From there, you can do these featured properties. I have it set up that it always shows the open houses for that coming weekend. I have a blog on there for where, blog posts that I've written, written. Here people can sign up for their neighborhood news, and you can personalize the logo, whatever you want in there. So let's see. So I'm going to go back over, except for I can't see it. Where is it? That's not it. No, there we go. So the website, like I said, this Moxie stuff, I probably should do a whole nother Moxie training. We did one on each of these, right? Over an hour for each one, because there's a lot here. I have a couple more minutes. So let me show you. Here we go. Does anybody want to see either a preference, Moxie Present or Moxie, the CMA or the automated marketing? They have a preference what we look at?
CMA.
CMA, okay. So you click on Moxie Present. And the search function in here is very similar to your MLS. You can filter it all the same way. But so when you want to do one, you just click here on create new. Let me just pop one up that I have. Here is a property that I did. So you can see, I love this CMA. What I find very successful is I use Cloud CMA if I'm going to print a CMA. So if I'm going to print it up and hand deliver it to someone, I will use Cloud CMA often. Not always, but often. If I'm going to either email someone a CMA or I'm going to show it to them in front of them. So when I go in for the listing appointment, I always have this CMA created. I often don't even call it a CMA. I call it like neighborhood sales because it may not be completely in depth yet. But let me just show you how cool it is. It's very awesome. I didn't finish this one. You can put a picture of the property in there. Obviously, it looks a lot nicer if you do. but then it's really, really interactive. So here's all of the comparable properties that I put in this. And the seller can go through, they can scroll through these, they can click on them and get more details and all the photos. So they can see and really compare it to their own property. So this
That's
is
my
showing,
neighborhood.
is that your neighborhood?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Nice. The house that I did the CMA for, like, was impossible to really find the comps because
They're all different.
they're so different. and
I've
it
been
was
here
2
34
units.
years. They're all different.
Yeah, yep. And this one was 2 units and it's right on the bay. It was, yeah, I couldn't even.
Oh, that's not in the harbor then.
Yeah. So that's the location map. And then here's just an overview of all the listings. Again, they can click right into these and see all the details. Then the next page is, it shows side by side, right? So it just takes every listing and all the details so you can see side by side, apples to apples, all the information. This is all the status comparisons. And the really cool thing about this market analysis is when the statuses change, it changes it in here. It's not static.
Is that
So if
pretty
you
old?
send someone this now,
Yeah.
yeah, but it should be all updated. It should update it as it goes. But yeah, I did this months ago. So maybe
Yeah. Because those are old prices.
yeah, these are all things that sold probably 6 months ago or more.
Different market.
So anyways, it is supposed to update the information as the statuses change, right? So as they sell, it's supposed, so if they look at it a couple months later, it should have more new information for them. So anyways, it's just got lots of great info. And to go to create it, let me see. Oh, that's not it. There it is. We need a lot more time to go over this, but you just go in, you create you can also do a listing or any kind of presentation in here. But you can do a buyer. So if someone, if they're like, well, I don't know about the price on this house, you can go and show them the comps, what sold recently. So it's pretty step-by-step to just go through it to create. But I'm not going to take the time now because I don't want to keep you guys over an hour. That's what I was planning on doing. So lots of info. What are your questions? If you're done, you can take off anytime, but I am happy to stay for a little bit and answer questions, pull up things. Anybody have any questions?
Well, I'll work with you separately on those riders.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for everything.
Yeah, you bet. Oh, I see something in the chat.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Yeah, you bet. You bet. No questions? I think it wasn't enough information and too much all at the same time.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really an overview. So I would love to hear from you guys what you would like to dive into a little bit more, and I can just get it on the schedule for the contract trainings and upcoming trainings so that, I'm hitting all of these. It's kind of time to start cycling through them all again. So just let me know and I'll start getting them on the calendar.
I would like another Moxie Works webpage training, if that is something that we can do.
Sure. Now, are you wanting, what we did last time was more of a workshop where we actually, everyone sat on their computers and were creating their websites as we went? Is that what you want, or more of like an overview we'll walk you through?
Yeah, no, I definitely would like in line with what we had last time. That might be helpful for newer people who are just coming on. I find that I get more of it done when I'm in there with my computer and being walked through it.
Yeah, that's why I did it that way. It's one of those that's nice to do. It's just a little tricky because we're spread out.
Yeah, totally.
So, but good. Yeah. Anybody else have anything that they want to they'd like have highlighted soon? Oh, all right. Well, I'll hang out for a few minutes if anybody has questions. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you learned a little bit and Nate took some notes about what you want to investigate further, because there's just so much out there. So
Thanks, Heather.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye, everybody. All right. All right, I'm gonna end it. Bye, everybody.